Hello budgeters, welcome to the land of Kakiak. My name is Laurel. Go ahead and grab your planning pages, your coffee, your calculator, any bills that came in, and let's get planning. Okay, so I actually had a budget meeting with my husband this morning. I'm gonna do it with you here so you can see and it won't take as long as the real budget. I timed it. There was a few interruptions here and there, but it took us an hour and a half just for like real. If you're trying to think about, okay, I want to get my spouse involved in budgeting with me and having like weekly budgeting meetings or monthly or whatever it is, I just want you to know it took us an hour and a half. Okay, let's get into it. So the first thing we did was we actually grabbed out the Deliberation station. So this has been living on my refrigerator. Okay, there are two new things on it. So my husband really needs a new pair of work boots, like ASAP. Those are about 150 bucks. And we do we don't need it. We would like to do some flooring in the house for about $4,000. And my husband was walking around taking measurements yesterday. So I feel like a lot of my Deliberation station is basically turning into a wish list. But that's okay. I still think it's helpful for us to keep it here, looking at it. So I just told him, I don't care. Like we decided, I was like, he needs work boots. He probably needs a new pair about every 6 months. And, I just told him, I don't care. Buy those whenever you have time to pick out a pair, like whatever. But he didn't do it today. So, I can't really pick out boots for him, but we did talk about it. It's still on here, but it didn't happen. So nothing got crossed off because we didn't actually do anything today off of the Deliberation station. I'm thinking he's just going to be kind of like looking this week, looking for a pair of boots to buy. Yeah, nothing actually happened except that we added some stuff, but we didn't buy anything. Okay, that's going to go back on the fridge. All right, let's get down to this pay period. So this is our second July paycheck, paycheck 2. It's going to have to cover us for the dates of 7/5 to 7/18. Okay, so first thing I did was check our checking account and our previous balance. So what we were starting with right before we got paid was, it was $992.94. That was real. So I'm putting it on my budgeted and my actual because it really happened. And then he got his paycheck, his normal salary with $24.85.41. So like that actually happened. So I'll put it on both columns. All right, but over here, I was totaling that up for $3,478.35. Okay, and just in case you're new to watching my budgeting videos, we live off of my husband's income. His gross salary is $85,000 a year. Just with taxes and insurance coming out, we're not paying into retirement or anything right now. So I believe when you get paid every 2 weeks, that's 26 paychecks a year when it's just like a salary like that. So that's really only a net income of $64,620.66. So that's really what we have to live off of, just for reference. Okay, so then I had to look at, after I saw what money came in. Oh, and the reason this previous balance, just for those of you that keep up with this, we know that like my husband does any side jobs he can possibly do to earn extra money. We really, I recalculated our monthly, like our hard costs and our salary today. And I just made any little changes that were happening, estimated all the bills on the high side. But that put our monthly like costs at about $45.50, and his monthly salary is only $46.40. So that's like a $90 difference. So we just nothing can go wrong in our lives. Like nothing can go wrong. And I was like, this is how we've ended up getting into debt, is because stuff always does go wrong. And we were just talking about, if you only have $90, we actually do have to be penny pinchers and squirrel away like every little bit of money to build up our emergency fund. Because what's obviously been happening to us, especially as the cost of everything has gone up over the last few years and everything, is that we just weren't able to cover basic expenses because stuff was coming up and it was getting charged. on a credit card, and then, you know, you get charged that interest and it just like runs away from you. So we have to be really, really cued into our budget and where our money is going. So I know it may sound anal when I say that like I, you know, check in with my budget every week, usually every Friday or Saturday. But this is why, like, we just don't have any wiggle room. And this is why we have to, you know, my husband works like extra jobs and stuff, like to pay for fireworks for 4th of July, which was yesterday. My husband changed someone's brakes. He did something on someone's car after work, and a coworker paid him like $100. But that's how we paid for some fireworks for the 4th of July. Otherwise, we don't have it in the budget, right? And then if you put that stuff on a credit card, you're in trouble. And then of course I have my little Etsy shop, and that helps. And like my YouTube account helps a little bit. You know, obviously I don't make very much money, but every little bit helps. So, and it really does save us. Like sometimes, you know, that I always call it the gap money, because we'll end up with these like gaps. Like we don't have enough money to cover all of our bills even, you know, for the next 2 weeks or whatever. And sometimes it's just that little bit of Etsy money coming in that allows me to buy groceries and not have to put it on a credit card to feed my family and continue to dig myself a deeper debt pit of despair. Anyways, okay, enough babbling. Back to the budget. I checked what had come in, and now I had to check what was already coming out. So you guys may have noticed in my last video, I already got a bill it was like an urgent care bill. I owed $40 on it. And then I also got in some bills. I got in the taxes on our truck. We owe $99.46. That's like with the convenience fee and stuff. There was a Walmart. I think I did a Walmart pickup. At this point, I feel like Walmart pickup is just not working for me, and I'm just not going to do it anymore. And I'm just going to have to be like more disciplined and like not buy things off my grocery list when I go in there and not get distracted. And also it will help if I don't take the kids, because the kids, we go in there and they immediately start asking for extra stuff in the store. And it really stresses me out and makes me feel, you know, the mom guilt, like saying no to stuff. Anyway, so something shipped. I can't remember what it was, but for $12.59. And then Amazon, there was an Amazon charge on there because my husband, it was something he bought. He got reimbursed for it. It was something he was buying for a side job he was doing, but he had to buy it on our account. And then, yeah, we got paid. This was on payday, but I didn't have time to go get cash out. So I had to put gas in my car, $77.48. Yeah, 4th of July. Looks like something did get charged on there, $34.68. I think it was, I asked my husband to go get, we had to go to we're going to a cookout and we had to bring some stuff. And he didn't have time to come home and like get money. And then my chickens were out of food. So we had to go to Tractor Supply and buy a couple bags of chicken feed for $84.18. Okay, so those were all charges that were sitting there after our paycheck. So then I just go to my hard costs here, right? I have to put in everything from the 5th through the 18th, right? So I've got our Cricket bill, my city, my water and garbage, our tithe, our internet. I have some storage and data charges, Apple and Google. So those are like $2.99 and $1.99 a month. And then I've got my Cricket bill, which is $90 a month. And then my city, I had to pay that, so $129.23. And then our tithe is $100. And our internet, $78.94. When you total that all up, that was $845.64. Okay, so I went ahead and did pay my urgent care bill, our taxes on our truck. Right, these are processing. These are all the bills in my checking. Okay, so those are all going through right now as we speak. This isn't gonna change. I'm just gonna give myself a circle to check it off when it actually happens. because I know that it will here shortly. So the Apple charges come out on the 6th, so that's like tomorrow. Cricket comes out on the 8th. The City is due on the 14th. Our Tide comes out on the 15th. And Comporium is due on the 18th. Okay, so this is a manual payment. This is auto, auto, auto. The Tide is auto, and this is auto. And I did go in and pay my City. I just went and did it today. Okay, so when I do my like mid-pay period check-in, I'll be like checking off like what's cleared, and hopefully nothing else comes in, but it's possible. Sometimes there's just stuff that just we've forgotten about that comes through. Okay, so our soft costs, this would put me at this point with a budget to work up for my soft costs of $26.32.71. So we've got groceries and household items. I'm budgeting $600 for that. I need a gas fund. I know I filled up my tank, but my husband and I were like, just go ahead, and we had the cash to replenish the envelope. So just go ahead and do it now, because if I don't use it, I can always use it next pay period and not replenish. So just if we have the money, we're just going to go ahead and replenish the cash envelopes is like our plan. So for pocket money, this is for my husband. So $50 for the next 2 weeks. This is so he can buy lunch or drinks or whatever he needs to do. He's got a lot of out-of-town jobs these next 2 weeks. Fun money. Yeah, we're not really going to do anything fun. I don't plan in the next 2 weeks, but my birthday is this month. And so he decided, like, in case we want to go do something as a family on my birthday, since we have the cash now, to just go ahead and fund the envelope now. Miscellaneous. Okay, so we're putting $200 in this time because actually, as we speak, it's so hot in my downstairs because our downstairs AC quit working. My husband's gonna have to get under the house and like figure out what's going on. And he's like, just put $200 in there in case we have to buy parts or something. And then I need to replenish our copay. And I looked in all my cash envelopes are completely zeroed out right now. Like we used everything. So if we can replenish, we will. So $200 for the vet, just in case there's any emergency vet visits. And I know we've got some prescriptions to fill coming up. That's $100. I don't know if I mentioned this last time. I definitely used all our prescription money on our dog last week. We had to refill his prescriptions, and they were like $80. I was like, dang. Okay, so that is a total of $1,420. That would put us at a working balance of $12,271 just going forward. And we haven't actually pulled that money out yet, but my husband, I've been going to one ATM to pull our cash out because there's like no people like drive-throughs at any of the Bank of Americas anymore, at least not in our area. And I can't just tell them what bills I need, and I've been having to finagle with this to get it to be in 20s. But he said there's one in a town, I think it's probably like 15 minutes from our house, that the ATM will connect you with the person and you can tell them what bills you want. So I'm excited to actually get exact bills. I'm so excited about this. Okay, so let's just do that right now. So let's go some scratch paper here. Let's do our numbers. Okay, so for groceries, so for that $600, I just want 6 100s. And then gas for $80, I just want 8 20s. Pocket money, I just want $150. For fun money, we just want 1 100. For miscellaneous, we'll just do 2 100s. For copay money, I'll do 4 20s and 1 10. And then vet for 200, we'll just do 2 100s. And then for prescriptions, we'll just do 1 100. Wait, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, make sure I didn't leave off a category. And then I'm just gonna take a sticky note with me to the bank today when I go. So I'm gonna get 100s and 50s, 20s, and 10s. Okay, so how many 100s do I have? So I have, okay, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12. So 12 100s. That will equal $1,200. How many 50s? 1. Okay, just 1. 20s. 8, 12. Wait, 8? Whoops, that should have been 4. Okay, 4. And 4 is 8. How many 10s? 1. So that's 160, and that's 10, okay? Okay, so it's 1,200 plus 50 plus 60 plus 10 is 1,420. Okay, so I will take this with me to the bank later. Just gonna stick it in my wallet. Okay, so I have 12, 12, 71. Because our next paycheck is very strained, the next paycheck is the one that would have like our mortgage out of it and our second mortgage out of it, our extra debt payment, and a whole bunch of stuff comes out, you know, the first of the month bills. So our paychecks doesn't cover that 2 weeks ever. We always have to carry a balance forward. So we decided, let's just put, we're not going to make any extra debt payments or anything right now. We're just going to move all of that into savings for right now. So into savings, we put 11, 12. And like that actually happens. I'm going to put it on this side. We want to leave a little bit of a cushion. We got that number by just doing the algebra. If you want to be left with about $100, like what do you put into savings from 12, 12, 71. So our total income for this pay period was 34, 78, 35. And our total outgo, you know, these three numbers, the budget was 33, 77, 64, which leaves us a positive balance in checking of $100.71. And again, like hopefully that money is still there at the end of the 2 weeks, but just in case anything snuck by me and charges to checking, hopefully there'll be enough there to cover it. We did decide actually, so part of something that was complicating our budget is me asking my husband to stop and get stuff on the way home from work, like from the grocery store, and him not either having to come home and get cash from my cash envelope first, or just having to charge it and then having to like put money back in and do all that stuff. So we did decide, so if we have a $600 set aside for grocery and household items, I'm going to put $100 in his wallet for his care to be able to stop and get that stuff for us. So I should be fine having $500 for 2 weeks to buy groceries and household items. Okay, I will be back in a week to check in. We'll see if any extra income came in or any other charges came out. We'll make sure everything is clearing correctly, and I will check on my cash envelopes to see if I'm like on track, if I'm gonna make it. Thanks for watching. Happy budgeting.